I am. Can you hear me?
I asked.
All right. Well, gosh, I am overwhelmed at the same time. And number one is that I would like to thank you, Steve. You have covered about 2 days worth of information. Like, how in the world you were able to through all the websites and the Facebook, the URLs, all of that stuff. You were up all night.
Yeah,
but I appreciate you, man. Really.
Yeah, you're
it
welcome.
took a whole lot. And anybody at all who has any criticism ought to try the little trick you just tried. So,
I'm like, what?
So
88
really, really, thank you. I really, really sincerely mean that. And the second thank you goes out to all of the team who put this thing together. This thing has been quite an effort by all the people. There has been so many people who have to sign off, agree to. And if you have ever had a Thanksgiving or Christmas time where you tried to gather the 4 or 5 family members and you all go to a movie and you've tried to choose on which movie you're going to go see, and you all stand there and talk about it and debate about it, and then you never go to the movie because nobody can ever decide. If you can imagine the number of people that this has to go through, department and various different people, this has been an enormous undertaking. And there have been just some instrumental people in pulling this off, and then there's just the downright artists that are involved, the people who put videos together, the people who put websites together, and things like that. And that would be primarily the Jeff Boyle team. And so, Jeff, I greatly appreciate you and every single one of you. I don't want to group them all into the Jeff Boyle team because I'd like to, call out each and every single person and their participation. So. The reason that I'm doing this, folks, is, and I'm not wasting your time, I'm letting you know who's getting things done. All right? I'm letting you know who's doing that. So it's important to you because you own your own business. But you rely upon some people to get some things done for you. Creates great products. Then comes the campaign. All right, and what you've just heard about is the Slenderiiz campaign. And after that becomes the execution of the campaign. And Mark just went through exactly how he's going to reward you. In other words, he's going to acknowledge you by putting you on a cruise ship or putting you on wherever, vacation you want to go and so forth. And so then all of these people who have put this campaign together are going to be looking at you and thanking you for your participation. Right, so that's the reason that I want to really acknowledge all of the people who have been involved in this, and of course is the executive team. All right, and so that would be all of them. The picture that you saw early on of the executive team, every single one of those have had quite a push to get this thing through. All right, so some of you were around back when we just started this thing. And I was, and it's even recorded out there, you can find the recording, where I actually said, this is something that a master distributor doesn't do very often. I actually said that if you need everything perfect, then please wait, because you will be very, very frustrated. Because the pioneers, the people who are in at the very, very beginning, they have to go through all of the shifting and the changing and the doing without. That little PDF that Steve threw up earlier about the earliest days of Slenderiiz or SlenderIIX is evidence of that. Okay, so we're out there selling this stuff with a black and white PDF. Okay, and so I told everybody in the beginning that if you perfect, please wait. Do not join us now. And there was a lot of people who just dismissed that, and then they came in, and then they got frustrated, and they just put their business aside. And I can honestly say, as I sat here and I watched this stuff all go through, I got I literally got chills. It's those kind of chills where, you know, you're impressed, you're happy. You know, there might have been a thing here or a thing there that I might have changed a little bit differently or something, but it's good to go. It's good enough, and we can really push hard now. Okay, there'll be a few little hiccups, but what you're looking at is that the wideness of the large part of a funnel would be all that has to get done. And as little things get done and get done and get done, you start towards the nose of the funnel where you get that absolute focus where it's right. Okay? Now, what we're going to do now is that we're going to execute the campaign. So always it goes this way. You get the good product. You get the good campaign. You perfect the campaign, and the only way you can perfect the campaign is to execute the campaign. And what does execute the campaign mean? That means the number of people that you push towards yourslenderiiz.com/your name or whatever you change it to. Okay? It's the number of people that you push there. That's going to create people purchasing it, and it's going to create recoil. And what's recoil? Recoil is where someone says, oh, I don't like it because blah. I don't like it because blah. Do not feel defeated because of blah. What you do is you write it down and you send that upline. You send it to the company, you send it to us. This is what a team is all about. It's not about what Steve does or me or Deanna or anybody else. Marketing is not some hot shot. Marketing has to do with every one of you letting us know exactly what's the recoil. What are people saying? That allows us to fine-tune this thing and make it incredible, if it's not already. All right, so what I'm trying to say here is in the beginning I said, for those of you who can't wait. But now what I'm saying is that if you came out onto this call and you're one of those that are lurking behind the hedge bushes, seeing if it's ready, I'll tell you right now, it's ready. Okay? I'm not saying it's perfect yet. I'm saying that it's ready. For those of you who were asking the questions on the site setup, I believe this is going to create way too many calls to the company, and so I want to help you with that. So when you go in and you set up your website, and you're in Site Manager is the area of your back office that you want to change the name. So if you're in your back office, you're going into Site Manager, and there's a field in there that you can change the name of, and that would be the field of your website. If let's just say that your name is Steve Schwartz, and it says Steve Schwartz, and you want to change that to Home, and so you type in Home. When you click the Save button, if it'll like do a query. In other words, it's going out asking questions to other computers, and then if it blinks and it stays Steve Schwartz, it doesn't change to Home. If it's Schwartz, that means that name is already taken and you can't change it to Home. Blinks and it leaves the word Home or whatever you changed it to, if it leaves it there, then now that's your new name. All right, so if you got the budget to something and you changed it and then you pressed it and then it didn't change, the name's already taken. All right, so hopefully that helps you. So you just keep making different things. Some of the names that I just popped off the top of my head are and these are generic names, okay? So elite, important, hot, smart, private, tool, fresh, new, vital, top, one, spelled out, or O-N-E, the number one, the number two, the number three, A, B, C, ABC. Go, secure, safe, win, unlock, cool, clean, wow, pure, urgent, exclusive, sneak preview, new with an exclamation point, first, today, today only. Any of these are going to work on online and offline campaigns. And so these are just some of the things that I threw out there. Welcome to do whatever you want with it. All right, and then, Steve, I want to ask you a question. And this is a little bit of a dialogue of how you would work it. All right, you with me?
Yep.
You didn't say yep.
I'm here.
All right. So since you're one of the top income earners in the company, and that's at the top of the list, by the way, people. I'm not saying that 1 out of 20, you're one of the top 3 or 4 or 5. How would you send someone to slenderiiz.com/ your name or home or whatever you changed it to? When would you send them there versus when are you going to send somebody to slenderiiz.com?
Business or product. So if I'm talking to you and you're saying something about, I don't know, we're in a conversation, you want to lose some weight or you want to get back in shape, I'm going to send you to my personal site that would sell them the products as a customer. The other one,
your personal website is slenderiiz.com/ home or Steve or whatever it is. So that's what you mean by personalized, means it's got your name behind it. All right.
Yep.
And if you were going to send somebody to sign up for the business, is that when you would send them to slenderiiz.com to show them all that we've got? Is that what your approach is?
Email, I would use that with like if I talk to them, of course I would send them that and attach the packages to an email, something like that. What I would do.
Very good. I just wanted to clarify for everyone the division or the difference. Some of us fought very, very hard for slenderiiz.com/ name for it to be a completely focused on selling the product. All right? That's what we were out there trying to do, and I think it's fantastic that that's what the whole focus is. In other words, this is the legitimacy of this industry. And you can go back 10 years from now and you can hear me talking about what's wrong with replicated websites is that it has offers out there for business as well. And it reduces sales because I've proven it statistically. And so my hat's off to all of those who wanted that. And so thank you to the company for us getting that. And then the final thing I mentioned to you about a team. And you are an individual piece of the team. And it's not us up here doing stuff versus you down. It's not at all the way this team works. I'll never forget one time I was, all of you know I was in the military. And I'll never forget one time I was in a gun school, training school, and there was a guy, very decorated soldier, had been through Vietnam and several other engagements, and he's got this big book with him, and he shows everybody the book, and he goes, "You know what this book is? It's called War and Peace. Tells you the strategicness of how to win a war." And that book was huge. I'll never forget looking at that book, and I thought, man, that would take me 2 years to read that book. And he said, "I disagree with this book," and he threw it on the table. And he said, "A war, it's accurate bullets downrange by all men at the same time." In other words, if 10% of the team is laying down playing possum, or 10% of the team is thinking somebody else is going to actually get the job done, then it can't happen. And that's how wars are lost, businesses are killed, and the team, the football team, the soccer team, the wrestling team, all teams fail when this happens. When anyone on the team thinks somebody else has got it. We incredible number last year, $31 million. That's insane for a first-year company. I don't know of another company that's been able to do that. Okay, it's incredible. If we just simply double the company, we will be at a benchmark, Actually, I'll call it a tripwire, being that I was in the bomb squad. There's a $50 million a year tripwire in this industry where we go from a trajectory. If you were to draw a line across our sales figures and you were to show a little bit of a trajectory on that line, it's not much. And so there's a flat line, and then it sort of is creeping up. But at 50 million, it seems to be a tripwire where attrition or growth exceeds attrition, and you get a straight up vertical climb. And that's called momentum. Momentum isn't an automatic thing. Momentum is created when everyone at the same time executes campaigns downrange, right? In other words, that's how it works, is everybody executing all the time. So each one of you on an individual basis should be trying to get 10 people to look at slenderiiz.com/your name. If you are on a part, that would be a minimum that I would really strongly urge. And if you do that, number one, we're going to see how many convert, recoil, and we're going to get those recoils. We're going to find out exactly what's causing them, and we're going to be able to make the adjustments that are necessary. And then it won't take us long to shift and change if we have to. If not, then we're good to go, and it'll create a lot of sales. That's what's going to create and get us to 50 million plus. I personally feel, if just with the team that we've got now that's on this call, that we should be able to create that 50 million at a minimum, and I'm talking about U.S. sales, okay? I believe that we can do that in the United States with this product, and that's going to hit the tripwire. And then you guys, the ones that are on this call that execute like I just requested, you guys are going to be the legends. You ever heard of Dexter Yeager? Well, he's that guy that's made so many hundreds of millions in the industry over at Amway. You ever heard of the Craig Brilitzons over at New Skin? They're the guys that are making $500,000 a month. Right? That's how they got there. The only difference is that it took them 6, 7, 8 years to ever get off the floor, already at a trajectory that far exceeds any of those previous companies. And so I urge you to really put your shoulder to the wheel and get people to the site. The product, you know, I've stood on a lot of stages out there. I've only been with one company, but I've been on a lot of stages, and I've heard great by all of them. None of them say our products are horrible. But I will tell you personally, I promise you I would not lose my integrity by saying something like this. I really truly have never seen a better product than SlenderX. Of all the weight management programs, of all of them, and so many people have them, I've never seen one as efficacious as this one. And so you can go out there and truly help people. And that's what's rare. It's not a gimmick. It's not you making money. It's you really, truly changing people's lives. Somebody who loses almost 100 pounds in a wheelchair, if that doesn't like almost break a tear or does break a tear in your eyes that we're able to help somebody that much and make you go out there, then you need to check your sensitivity, because we're truly helping people. So with that, Steve, thank you for what you've done here. I'm going to turn it back over to you, and all of you that are on the team, thank you for creating the 31 million last year. I hope you did your part. It's now time to double down. Steve, back to you.
All right, Tim, thanks so much. Incredible. Again, folks, remember who you're listening to there. Tim Sales, 25 years, network marketing ambassador. He's with us. He's not with anybody else. He just gave you some great advice that companies would be dying for him to be able to say that same information about their company. And, of course, he's not just saying it. He's actually in the business building it. So right now, what you need to do, get your site set up. Order your Slenderiiz Now weight loss socials. Invite your prospects to the weekly webinars. Study the replay of this webinar. recording will work, and if not, we'll do it again. I'll record it again if I have to. And attend the webinar conference calls. Get on those wake-up calls. Get yourself woke up. Get your mind right. Get on there with Robert in the game. That's your personal development. Don't go read a bunch of books. Get your personal development from ARIIX right in there. Work with this Slenderiiz brand moving, and get those messages. Do the bit.ly. Be a little different than all those other jokers on social media. Do something different. And again, invite. You guys have a great day. I will figure out where this webinar goes. I got a little sidetracked at the start, but so we didn't get the first couple slides recorded, but we did get a good recording of this, I believe, and we'll get it out to you. Thanks, everyone. Go out there, get your sites set up, and let's move this company forward. Thanks, everybody. We'll talk to you a little bit later.